Welcome back to the shop. So some of you may remember this benchtop brake from a previous video. Picked it up on sale. I think I paid less than 50 bucks for it. This is a Princess Auto. Harbour Freight sells the same one. And typically these come with this bending bar that you have to clamp down and slide your piece in and try and get it all lined up. So I wanted to modify it to make it a little easier to use and a little more consistent. So what I did was I went and got some 1.5" channel and just welded it on a couple spots. I didn't fully weld it all the way across. I didn't want to warp this too much. So that does two things. One, gives a little strength. Some people mention this bar is kind of flimsy and will want to move around and tweak on you. I'm not going to be bending anything super heavy in here, mostly 20 gauge. And I think this is rated up to 16 gauge. But so add strength, and then also I let it overhang here so that I could drill, and I welded half of a coupling nut. I was going to use regular nuts, there wasn't enough threads, and then I was actually going to use the full coupling nut and weld that down there, but it was a little too tight with the spring, so I ended up just cutting it in half and using one piece for each side. I got a 4" spring in there, 1/2" ID. And the reason for that is it just makes it a little easier to operate, especially if you're trying to line things up, at least this way. Holds the bar up for you so you can get it set the way you want. I did add these depth stops. I may or may not leave these on here. I just drilled and tapped that for a 1/4" bolt. And then I've got these nuts. What that allows is just allows you to set your depth. You know, like bending 20 gauge, so I'll set it roughly to the depth, tighten that nut up, and then all I have to do is push it forward, tighten my bolts down, and then it holds it in position. So, like I said, I may or may not use them. It seemed like a good idea, but it also is a bit of a pain if you're doing a double bend on something, you need to lift the bar up higher, they hang up. So I'll probably use them if I'm just doing flanges on one side, and that's mostly what I'm going to be doing anyway, so I think it'll work out fairly well. To add those, I ended up welding just the square plate on here, just some 3/16 material I had kicking around, welded it on the back side here to hold it in, and did a test bend with it here, and it does all right. For what I need to do, it's definitely going to work for us. So I think other than that, you will likely see some videos coming up pretty quick here. We're going to start pulling that 68 apart now, come up with a plan and get going on it. So hopefully this is helpful to somebody. We'll put it to the test coming up, and keep an eye out for future videos. We should have a couple more coming at you pretty quick here. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.